All right, here's another video. 10.2 worksheet mass stoichiometry, number 4A. Let us rock and roll. So, step one, as always, balance this equation. Let's go. Now, pro tip here, we've got a polyatomic ion, nitrate, NO3, and we've got it on both sides. So instead of trying to balance the N's and the O's separately, I'm just going to balance the nitrates all together. So we've got one silver on this side, one silver on that side. We've got one NO3 over here and two nitrates, NO3s over here. So it's not balanced. We got to put a 2 in front. Boom. All right. Now we've got two silvers and two nitrates, but only one silver over here. So we got to put a 2 in front. Boom. Now we've got two silvers and two chlorines, one barium, two chlorines, and two chlorines. Balance. So this is 2, 1, 2, 1. 2, 1, 2, 1. So that's step one, balancing this equation. All right? Yeah. Step two is we have 6 grams of silver nitrate. All right. How many grams of silver chloride are produced? So 6 grams of silver nitrate, we have to figure out how many moles that is. Now, there's another part of this question you might have noticed, all right? And it's this part over here that says, with excess barium chloride, all right? For all intents and purposes, guys, you can just ignore this portion of the question, all right? What that portion of the question is about is when I ask you how many grams of silver nitrate can you make, all right, how many grams of silver chloride can you make from 6 grams of silver nitrate? I'm just telling you that you're not going to run out of this other stuff. It's like the equivalent of me saying, if you have 10 slices of bread, how many peanut butter and jellies can you make? Assuming you have more than enough peanut butter and jelly. So for right now, don't worry about this part that says with excess BaCl2 and just focus on the rest of the question. All right? So, how many grams of silver chloride are produced when 6 grams of silver nitrate react? Well, our first step is take this grams and turn it into moles. Always turn your starting amount into moles. So 6.0 grams of AgNO3. And we want to figure out how many moles of AgNO3 that is. Now, when we're trying to get out of grams and into moles, everybody now divide by the molar mass. So, to the periodic table we go to figure out the molar mass of silver nitrate. Or, frankly, I'm freaking tired. I'm just going to look it up. Did I close out the tab? No, here we go. So, you could add a silver and a nitrogen and 3 oxygens together. Or you could just go look up molar mass, silver nitrate, and up 169.87. There it is, 169.87. There we go. Easy as that. 169.87. So 6 divided by 169.87. Gonna be a small number, guys. 6 divided by 169.87. So we've got 0.035 moles of silver nitrate. Okay, so there we go. Next step is, now that we know moles of silver nitrate, we want to figure out how many moles of silver chloride are produced. And let me use some highlighters here so we can identify these substances. Hopefully you can identify the substance based on their name. That's all of what chapter 7 was about. All right, here we go. So silver chloride is this John right here. All right, and silver nitrate is this John right here. So just so we know what we're talking about here, okay? So you've got 0.035 moles of silver nitrate. We want to know how many moles of silver chloride will that produce? All right, so we're going to go out of silver nitrate into silver chloride, and we're just going to look at the balanced equation here. So silver nitrate, 2 of them. Silver chloride, 2. Well, that was easy. It's just 2 and 2. All right. Remember, sometimes the recipe is like that. Sometimes the recipe only calls for one thing. How many hamburgers can you make from 10 burger patties? You can make 10 hamburgers. It's 1 patty per burger, right? So sometimes the recipe just ends up being 1 and 1. So 0.035 moles of silver nitrate will produce 0.035 moles of silver chloride. On to the last step. While my voice still lasts here. Future generations, I'm making this video because I'm homesick. All right. 0.035 moles of silver chloride. We want to figure out grams of silver chloride. So 0.035 moles of silver chloride. We want to figure out how many grams of silver chloride that is. So we want to get out of moles into grams, and to do that, we multiply by the molar mass. So, what is the molar mass of silver chloride? It's 4:30 a.m. ish. I'm tired. I'm going to Google silver chloride molar mass. Thank you, Googs. All right, 143.32. 143.32. All right, 143 point. I have the memory of a goldfish. 32. Okay, so 0.035 times 143.32, you get about 5 grams of silver chloride. Now, if your answer is off slightly, that's probably just due to a rounding error. Don't beat yourself up, guys. You're great. I love you. All right? If you got 5 grams of silver chloride plus or minus like a little bit, I appreciate you. You're doing just fine. All right? There we go. Good job, guys.